meet you. Here you are. Aaron Trinidad, nice to meet you. Aaron Trinidad, nice to meet you. Hello, Aaron Trinidad, nice to meet you. Aaron Trinidad, nice to meet you. Thank you. Aaron Trinidad, nice to meet you. Hello, my name is Aaron Trinidad, founder and CEO of Lender. We all know groups in need of volunteers. I mean, I love to volunteer, who doesn't? However, how many of us tell ourselves we're going to volunteer and don't end up doing so? Exactly. Or whenever I need service hours, I wait until the last minute to complete them. We need a solution because good intentions are not good enough. I believe Lender is that solution. There are over 100,000 students in Chicago in need of service hours, and a lot of those students wait until the last minute to complete them. On top of that, nonprofits need volunteers, but have difficulty finding good matches. Take Nifty, for example. Part of the reason why it's so successful is because of its many volunteers. There are nonprofits out there right now that want to do good just like Nifty, but need that push, and no efficient solution is doing that. This is where Lender comes in. Our value proposition. We register nonprofits of any kind so that even school organizations can get help. We also pair volunteers with nonprofits based on interest, availability, and location. We've also created an easy-to-use app with a UI/UX that's familiar and motivational. This means that Lender offers a unique interface and gives Lender users a great user experience. We're doing all of this because we want to promote volunteering by making it easier for volunteers to find opportunities. And on top of that, 95% of interviewees said that they would use Lender as a solution to their problem. My underlying magic. What makes me so different? What makes Lender so unique is that we've taken inspiration from the design flow and intuitive user experience made popular by Tinder. That's right, we're combining Tinder with volunteering. But it's not like that. Simply put, you create a profile putting down your interests and availability. After that, you start swiping. On the nonprofit end, you'll be able to see who swiped right and either accept or decline the match. Lender will then send you a notification notifying you of your match if you're accepted and input the information into your calendar. You'll also find out who you'll be volunteering with so you can become friends with like-minded people and have a reason to start volunteering more. At the end of the event, you rate the nonprofit and vice versa to help with future matching processes. And 85% of mobile consumers prefer apps over websites. And 77% of interviewees said that they prefer Lender's design and features over competitors. This means Lender has a unique edge. My target market. I'll be targeting two groups, volunteers and nonprofits. There are 2.4 million Illinois volunteers and over 100,000 students. I'll be targeting high school students. On the nonprofit end, there are 61,000 nonprofits in Illinois, and out of that 61,000, there are 6,000 public and private foundations. I'll be targeting 1,000 nonprofits that allow 13 to 18-year-olds. And I know I'll get their support because 80% of the nonprofits interviewed said that they would use Lender as a solution. My marketing plan. I plan to gain awareness by using Google keyword searches, social media posts on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. The purchase side is more for the nonprofits. I'll get them to buy in by doing email campaigns and phone calls. I'll be in contact connection with my volunteers by sending push notifications, featuring success stories, and gamification. People and nonprofits can earn badges and awards and track all of their volunteering all within the app. This creates a little friendly competition and gives people a reason to start volunteering more. I will use metrics to gauge my success. I plan to have 2,000 social media unique views a month and 300 downloads a month. For the purchase side, it will be 90 purchases a month. And for the retention side, it will be 90% use of the app per month. My competitive analysis. My direct competition would be Helper Helper, which is a management tool for nonprofits. They're mobile, efficient, and have a versatile platform. My indirect competition would be Volunteer Match. They're web-based, they have a variety of opportunities, and they are very well known. However, Lender is better because we don't have our volunteers look through a whole bunch of filtered results. On top of that, we motivate our volunteers to keep on volunteering. Lender is easy to use, we're Motivate, and we are updated. There were 77.3 million volunteers in 2018, which is valued at $167 billion. On top of that, 60% of people found their volunteer opportunities online, and apps are our present and future. With all of this information, Lender will be a success. My qualifications. I am a student who needs service hours. I am also the past winner of the World Series of Innovation and the Fuel Up Innovation Challenge. I also have many leadership roles in my school, like being president of drama club and student government. This means I can listen, lead, and organize. And as we speak, I am taking entrepreneurship classes. My cost structure. I do not want to have to charge the students. So I'll be getting sponsorships, but most specifically, I'll be selling ad banners to companies for $50 for 500 views a month. Now, my variable material expenses, there will be a 15% commission fee per download in each app store, which will give me a contribution margin of $20. My fixed expenses would be $1,792. When you divide those two things, you get about 90, which means I need to sell 90 ad banners a month in order to break even. Current status and future plans. Short term, we are currently not a running business. However, our short-term goals would be to create the app with a startup cost of about $50,000, launch our marketing plan. And the long-term goals would be to expand our target market and add more features to the app to keep volunteers happy, but also to keep them coming. Now, we will give back via college scholarships for students who volunteer the most, because that is essentially what Lender is all about, creating the community and helping everyone out. I'm in the middle of all of this because I love philanthropy, and I plan to major in business administration once I get into college. Again, my name is Aaron Trinidad, founder and CEO of Lender. Lend a hand and start swiping.
Great job. Great job, Aaron. Let's swipe right on that presentation. This is the end of our first presentation. Judges, your 5-minute question and answer period begins now.
Also, judges, as you speak amongst each other, I have my prototype that you can pass around. Thank you.
That's awesome. So, Aaron, I'm in marketing, right? And I love your presentation. It was fantastic. You've done a phenomenal job. Tell me a little bit more about some of the research you've done, especially knowing who your competitors are and how your cost basis compares to theirs.
All right, so I'm specifically for now targeting high school students because I am one and I have access to a lot of them. So I did a lot of interviews. Specifically, I interviewed 240 students and I interviewed 30 nonprofits. And so from there, I wanted to see what their need was, and I realized that Lender was their need essentially. And so then I looked at my competitors and I looked at essentially what they weren't doing and why these people weren't pleased. So I incorporated all of those things into my app. They weren't motivated to keep coming. You know, they either went on Volunteer Match to look at the opportunities and they didn't actually go to them, or they didn't keep on volunteering. So that's one issue. Another issue, students constantly wait until the last minute to do things. I mean, we're busy. So that's where the other part of it comes in.
That's awesome. Thank you.
So, Aaron, as a parent of 15 and 16-year-old boys, I understand this problem statement. How do you get to the kids at scale?
All right, so we use a process specifically called gamification. So basically, people and nonprofits can earn badges, awards, and track their progress all within the app. So right now, let's be completely honest. If something's not engaging you on your phone, you're never gonna go back to it. So Lender uses that gamification and the features to swipe left and right, which is all updated things, to keep people, and specifically teenagers my age, to keep them coming back to the app. Because essentially, that's what gets them hooked.
That's great.
Very good. Aaron, your presentation skills are excellent.
Thank you.
If everything went as you have planned, where do you see this business in the next 3, 4, 5 years? I mean, you're still a high school student.
I definitely see my business expanding its target market drastically. So right now, I'm only focusing on high school students in Chicago, but I know for a fact that a lot of us, which I see in the hands, could use this app. So I see it going nationwide, maybe even worldwide, but not only focusing on high school students, getting to adults, that are in business or have certain interests, so that we can combine those nonprofits that need the help with anybody, literally.
Thank you. How is your product development going right now, and who's your partners for product development?
Right now, it's only in its prototype phase. So I made just the wire design of the app right now. I'm not working with anybody currently, but I do plan, if I could get this app, if I can get the company up and running, to work with people, to work with app designers and app developers, so I can actually get this app going.
And my next question is, those app developers that you're foreseeing, have you done any research and have you talked to anybody yet?
Not specifically right now, but that definitely is my next goal.
Okay. Well, I would like to give you a compliment. You're very driven and very focused, and just keep up that energy. That's half the battle, is the energy, you know?
Thank you.
So keep focused.
Great presentation. Question for you around driving that scale, because when you're growing that marketplace, it's hard. You actually are in a unique position because there's a third potential party that benefits here for the schools themselves that have to track the hours and get that from the students. I'm not familiar with that process, but have you looked into how you can help the schools through the app and maybe get them to push it to all their students?
Oh, definitely. So I personally interviewed our volunteer coordinator and the person who's in charge of all the service learning to see how he tracks things. And right now it's done like on a Google sheet and stuff like that, but it's not very viable and it's not really helpful. So I use that information to really make the nonprofit end a great management tool. So in the future, I especially plan on going to specific schools so I can gain that pool of volunteers, but also I can work with them, and it'll be a lot easier to get the word out there.
Hey, so Aaron, this was awesome. You're super, super engaging. One of the things that I think about when we do volunteerism is background checks, right? Things of that nature. How have you thought about, I wake up one morning, I just swipe because I want to go attend, yet I need paperwork, waivers, background checks. How does that fit into all this?
I definitely will work with schools and other nonprofits because I know they have their own process, as in my school has their own process for volunteers. So I'll work with them to see what they have and what they still need, and I will get that need when I go out there. So if there's a program I need to find, I'll find that program.
Awesome job.
Thank you.
Well done.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Aaron. That was great. Let's give another round of applause for Aaron.